What was I talking about? Oh yeah, I'm playing DC Online. I'm being...
Can a guy catch a break?
Oh, wait a minute, let me find a thing on my phone. Alright, let's have a look. Oh, shit. Wish I hadn't put this virus scanner on. It shows me so much shit. Come on! Right, music. I'm very drunk, so if anyone's listening, they may find something mysterious about me. Probably not, because I was on a stream earlier, says. I saw in Sonka, and then he brought in this other bloke who I'd seen, but I didn't really know. And then he started being a bit mean. Well, he started off being mean and saying some pretty mean stuff about me that was upsetting me for quite a bit. And I just thought, oh, bollocks this. And I took the headphones off. And then finally I managed to get a word in edgeways. And, you know, I got a bit upset, you know, like I do, because I'm drunk. So I started playing this. And this music was playing. Come on. This is my online character. Everyone get a Woody. It's Supersonic Man. Look at me fly. Oh, there's me flying. Oh, no, that's fine. Dynamic in the air. See? Supersonic dream. Supersonic, yeah. Super cool, yeah. It's a fantasy. Supersonic dream. Super cool, yeah. And you can see his ass. Fuck you. You Anita Sarkeesian saying about man ass. Check out that man ass. He got a big old man ass, bitch. Free. Supersonic Man. Gotta be Supersonic Man. Check out that big bulging penis. Oh, I'm on the wrong mission. Oh, there's a pest control. I've only done this mission about 50 times. Oh, what am I doing? Oh, yes. 70s cool, baby. Oh, shit, I pressed that. Supersonic Man. Supersonic Man. I wanna be
Exabytes located and secured.
Supersonic Man. Super free. Supersonic Man. It's got a penis that can punch down walls. Supersonic Man. Oh, look at me there, hunky as hell. Supersonic Man. Free. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. It's weird, Supersonic Man, because they released the movie on DVD, but because of pay problems and ownership and copyright and all that, they couldn't release the original soundtrack, so they only released the American soundtrack that wasn't the funky disco track.
Notifying base.
And the funky disco track is one of the best selling points. If you've got the funky soundtrack on there, it makes the whole thing super sexy. He's a sexy guy. You don't want to fuck him because he's a big blue guy with telekinetic powers. Because he's supersonic. He even changes shape. He changes into this German, Italian-y guy.
Confirmed.
Who's got a big tash. Supersonic Man's brilliant because all of the actors who weren't American have ridiculously succulent, almost hipster tashes. It's really worth watching, Supersonic Man. Even the riff tracks thing, because the riff tracks thing, they take the piss out of it. And also take the piss out of my favourite show, Puma Man, of Mystery Science Theatre 3000. But I was on a stream earlier with Tonkasaw, and everything was going great. I was telling him about when I used to go cow tipping. I used to get very, very drunk, and the number of times I've had sex with women, which, if I add it all up, I'd say it's... oh God, how many times? If I don't include all the one-night stands when I was drunk, because for a long, long time I was almost an alcoholic. See, I'm telling people stuff here they're probably going to use against me. Because I'm very drunk, I'm no good at lying when I'm drunk. So, I used to get very, very paralytically drunk and end up pulling women. I got what's known in the UK as the beer goggles, which is where you get so drunk that you don't see women for their appearance. You see women for their inner beauty. Little bit like that film Shallow Hal in many ways. I wish it was about him being drunk instead of the hypnosis thing, because the drunk thing makes a lot more sense. But
it's a real mess out there. If you can put a dent in their supplies,
who were
we
old
might
enough
just
to
get
be
out of
my
a land
mum.
we can hives assault. Take out their fuel canisters
I
and
do
knock
all the
out some of the
sensual
royal
sex stuff, you know, kissing down the back, even the oral sex bit. I was never very good at oral sex. I have a fucked up neck from doing rugby, and I hurt my neck years ago on a bouncy castle. I tried to do a backflip, and I was drunk at the time, and my neck sort of went. And ever since then, I get a click in my neck. So I basically I go down on ladies. You use my fingers because I've got piano playing fingers, according to my mum. Because my fingers are like carrots, but they're long at one end. Actually, I'm gonna be a bit of a and show the camera. I wonder if I can activate the camera. I'm a bit drunk, so I don't know if I can turn the camera on. Come on, screen, stop showing me. No. What's this? View comments. Oh, actually, I'll view comments. Someone put a comment on it. Invite broadcast. No. I can't seem to do that. How do I get it to make the camera come on? Oh, shit. Just beating up one of them. Try to sort out shit, you bullies, you bastards, bullying me at school about my teeth. Anyway, I'll get back to what I was talking about. Oh yeah, I used to have lots of one-night stands with women who were like old enough to be my mum. I wouldn't really regret it till the next morning when I'd wake up next to women who were like, you know, they were sort of like, oh, you're an animal the night before. But unfortunately, it'd be okay if I was drinking cider, but when I drunk vodka, I'd have no memory the night before. It was like Glastonbury 2006. Because I was at Glastonbury and the bloke said, here, have a go at some of this. And I had a go at it, and I got I forgot about 2 days of my life, and I woke up and my bum was a bit sore, so I think someone sodomised me at some point. But knowing me, I probably enjoyed it, but you know, I'm not that bothered really. Once you reach the age of 37, you find most of the things won't bother you at all. Nothing will bother you really. You'll watch the telly and people will be talking and you won't give a fucking shit about what they're talking about. You'll get angry about politics. This is useful stuff for all you young people who are going to watch this video. Hopefully no one I know personally, because they'll probably be massively offended. What was this on? Oh yeah, I'm going to go up on this steeple and I'm actually going to Tonka, I'm going to tell Tonka about this stream. Hopefully him and other people will watch it. Let's get my phone out. Alright. God, I'm so drunk. Ugh. I drunk about 4 Pims and lemonades this morning, and then when I was at Victoria Station, I drank a couple of minis that, like, sort of they're cans of I got from Marks and Spencer's that were like I think one was, I had 2 tequila sunrises, and I risked myself, because I'm normally allergic to pineapple. I risked having a pina colada, because pina colada has pineapple juice in it, and I'm allergic to pineapples. But it went down well, and I didn't get any problems. I didn't get any out of shakes. Normally, if I get shakes and I feel ill, and I get a sort of choking feeling in my throat, it's I'm having an allergic reaction. So oh shit, I got the wrong thing up. I got to put up my stream. You know, I used to get very, very drunk when I was a teenager, you see. Most people don't understand this. They think that, you know, I'm a weirdo and I'm odd, and I just heard my own voice. Weird. Yeah, it's Tonka. Oh no, it's Tinker. Angry cat. Oh, I can't find him. Sorry, I'm typing. My voice, you can't hear. I'm here, and I'm queer. Get over it. I fucking hate bearing. I don't fucking hate bearing. I dislike bearing. If anyone can hear me, I dislike bearing because I think he's being a complete cunt over the gay marriage in Australia thing. Who the fuck is it hurting, you fucking pussy bitch? I'm going to tweet that at him, actually. usually nice, but I'm saying what I'm typing, but you're being a complete what's her name? Christy Winters. I actually talked to Christy Winters once. She seemed quite nice. Complete Christy Winters cunt bitch arse hole. Be nice to the gays. Arse sandwich boy. There. This is the problem with Twitter. You can't put everything in. For gays to get married, you arse helmet. You arse helmet. What was I going to say? As freedom of marriage is cool, baby, and your country would remember it's only cool because of gay things like strictly ballroom and Kylie Minogue the chick with the great ass. Kylie Minogue has a really great ass. Even for someone who's as old as she is, she's got a fucking amazing ass. Supposedly her amazing ass actually comes from oh shit, what was I talking about? Oh yeah, she learnt it from Jean-Claude Van Damme, how to have an amazing butt. You know, I definitely sub to someone's invited me to groups. I definitely sub as in sub dom to Kylie Minogue, even though she's a lot shorter than me, but you know, I wouldn't mind her sitting on my face. Do the right thing and be cool to the cool gays. I might regret what I stick on my Twitter, because I did that before on Facebook. I know, well, fortunately my Twitter, I haven't got my boss's Twitter. Why would I want my boss's Twitter handle? We know he's quite a good looking black guy. I'm not very good looking at the moment because I'm very fat. But I am losing weight. I went to the dentist the other day and they have to weigh you now because they don't want you breaking all their machinery when they put you under, you know, do your teeth and all that. So the dentist, they weighed me and I've lost 3 stone this year. I didn't even know I was losing weight, but because I've altered my diet, I'm eating a lot of fibre now, even though it makes me shit like fucking crazy and fart like a cannon. At least I'm losing the fucking weight. And hopefully I'll be thin enough again to get more submissive girlfriends, because I really enjoyed the last 3 submissive girlfriends I had. See, that's something else. I was in a stream with Tonka. One is a little bit less drunk. We're talking about all sorts of shit. I'd see, if I was less drunk, I'd have probably been. If I was more drunk, I'd have probably been a bit ruder. Because I like being rude to people because I'm English. And Tonka was. We were talking about America or something, about Trump, who I fucking hate. I'd love to be in a octagon ring with Trump and just beat the fucking shit out of the fucking cunt, because he's a fucking piece of shit cunt wanker. Oh, I'm gonna run out of breath. And he really deserves a good punching. He's one of those people, you know, has never been spanked. Or his dad spanked him and he got away with so much shit after his dad died. And he really needs a good spanking and a good knocking down from his perch. Because he's a piece of shit cunt. And I hate him. What was the thing? Oh yeah, I fucking hate Trump. He's a piece of shit. Anyone who voted for him should have real fucking regret. Bit like me when I voted for
discard armor, pleading for upgrades.
I voted for a Liberal Democrat for the European election, and I sort of felt a bit of guilt afterwards. I should have voted Green Party, because Green Party had a much better position. Oh, what am I doing? Oh, I'm a bit drunk. Can't see the fucking. So that you fucking monarchist royal. So that was what we were talking about. We were talking about monarchy and fucking the Queen. I said that kneeling to flags is a bit fucking stupid, a bit fucking creepy as well, because fucking Americans are a bit fucking creepy. Sorry, any Americans watching. You know, I like you, but you know, all this shit about fucking the flag and how important the flag is fucking bullshit. You want to get rid of that shit and join the rest of the world. We don't trust fucking rich, successful tossers, because we always have a suspicion that if you're really rich, you've done it somehow criminally. Because how corrupt the fucking system is. Because only real cunts really manage to get big rich amounts of money, because they're horrible fucking cunts. Sorry if I've offended anyone by saying cunt. Should have put up a trigger warning. But I fucking hate rich fucking born into wealth fucking draft dodging fucking cunts. You know, I've met people who you know, have been born into money, and they're fucking, they think they know what being poor's like. I tell you what poor's being like. Poor's being like when you earn 800 quid and then your rent is 450 that's ripped out of you, and then you got everything else to pay for, and you spend a month eating nothing but fucking cheap baked beans and bread. That's being fucking poor, you fucking pussy bitches. I don't want... I'm shouting into a microphone. I'm not even using the microphone. Oh, God, I'm so drunk. Yeah. Fucking tosses like Trump. Don't listen to Trump. He's a piece of shit. Simple as that. Anything Trump says is fucking lies. It's a piece of fucking shit. And he deserves to fucking get fucking slapped around till he's crying. That's what I want to see. I want to see the bastard crying. I don't fucking care whether people think that, oh wow, he's not a self-made millionaire. He inherited a lot of fucking money because he's fucking linked in with a fucking rich bastards. Actually, I got some stuff the other day on the marketplace. He's a fucking bitch. Oh God, I wish I did more of these drunk. The only problem I have with being drunk is because my job, I'm not allowed to get drunk because, you know, well, really, well, I don't know now because another company's taken over my company. So, you know, it might be I'm allowed to get completely hammered, but I don't know. I don't want to risk it. I don't want to lose my job. You know, my job's shit, but I like the shitness of my job. It's a pretty terrible job, basically cleaning trains and having to deal with lots and lots of people when they miss their connection, and people are really horrible to me. Well, I was being the Pepe bloke was being a bit horrible to me earlier. I took my headphones off and thought, fuck you. I'm 40 years old. I don't need to be bullied at 40. You know, I need a wife and family, but I don't need to be bullied. Oh, my chest. Oh. I think I'm going to have to go for a piss in a sec, so I might be off the screen for a minute or two. I'll put some music on. And fly in the sky like a superhero. Because I'm a superhero. I'm the supersonic man. Oh, no one's replied to my tweet. Oh, that's a shame. Right, I'm going to put on... Come on. I love my phone, but it does get a bit on my nerves sometimes. I go for a piss. I'm back. I'm back and I'm pissed off. Anyway, what was I doing? Alright. Oh yeah, I gotta fly! 'Cause I'm a superhero! Bitches! Oh god, where am I going? I can't remember what mission I'm on. Oh yeah, there we go. Oh, sorry. Fucking burping. Oh, what am I doing? Oh, I've got to use some traits. Now, Supersonic Man was a rip-off of Superman. I think it was an Italian production, so, you know, whenever you got an Italian production, it's going to be pretty shit. But I'm going to nick some superhero powers because he had superhero powers too. So I'm going to have super strength. And I think I'm going to nick heat vision. Because I am a fucking Superman fanboy. I'm yawning, but I shouldn't go to bed because I'm very drunk.
Pepperson's Journal.
Oh
Type
god,
2
I don't get this hammered
crystallization
usually. But,
susceptibility.
you know, tomorrow's my last day of holiday, and I thought, you know, I might as well get hammered today because I want that. I want that. Come on, catch up, you fucking bitch. Where is it? A hornet's nest.
Bad news. Queen Bee's drones have LexCorp and Starlab scientists hostage inside the Metrodome.
I wish Superman
must free those scientists before she
in
steals their
the
minds
fucking
and
Man of
converts them into
Steel
drones.
was like this Superman. So this fucking whingy, bitchy, oh, I don't know whether I can manage it. I'd like to skull fucking Zack Snyder for ruining Superman. How can you fuck up Superman? You fucking bitch. They should have given Superman so much better writer, like my man. I've forgotten his fucking name. That bloke who created Guardians, or not created, did the film version of Guardians of the Galaxy. He's a comic fan. He understands the aesthetic of comics. That's what Guardians of the Galaxy 2 is such a
My squad was
truly
infiltrating the Hive's
fucking
defenses
epic
when we came
movie.
across LexCorp troops looting
You
the place.
couldn't get a better
They fired on us.
superhero film. Especially Drax. You know, I really I should be following oh, I forgot his fucking name. David Bautista. Even though I don't agree with Bautista, the nasty piece of shit who fucked up Cuba. But yeah, what was I doing? He actually brought me to sort of. I was choking up. I was fucking choking up. You know, a jaded bloke in his 40s. I was choked up by his scenes in Guardians of the Galaxy 2, where he's sitting there with Manta, and he's saying about how Ego had this world that reminded him of his home, where him and his daughter was. Because he lost his daughter and his wife, and he was really cut up about it. And I really like Drax because Drax takes everything literally, and it's such a beautiful thing about him that he you know, he gets takes everything literally. Therefore, he's the most honest character Marvel's got. You know, I really wish he was like the main star. I'd watch a Drax film, a prequel to Guardians of the Galaxy, about him and his wife and his family before Ronin came and fucked up the complete planet, and how his wife died in at the hands of Ronin, and his daughter died at the hands of Ronin, and what a piece of shit fucking Ronin was. You know, and I like Rocket, even though he's not the Rocket I'm used to. I'm more of a fan of Rocket Raccoon from the original comic run. I can't say Dwittle or Dwittally or something like that his name was. The bloke who originally created Rocket Raccoon. You know, I'm a big fan of him. It was fucking get off me, you fucking bastards, peeing on me. People always peeing on me. Get off me, you fucking bastard. Wish I had laser eyes. The amount of fucking horrible fucking
I got my
jerks
rights
in my life. If I'd had laser eyes, I'd have fucking burnt their fucking skulls out. The bastards. The fucking amount of people who bullied me as an autistic child who was very confused. You know, fucking horrible.
Intruder detected. Intruder detected. Initiating defense protocols. Alert high soldier needs.
Sorry if I'm deafening people with my yawns. But, Drax... amazingly, Drax the Destroyer in the comics I was never a huge fan of. He's a bit dumb. But, Drax in Guardians of the Galaxy, he the man. Oh, 1 minute, I've got to alter my loadout here. I'm doing something. 1 minute. What are my moves? Oh, I've got to get rid of that fucking thing. I've got to get rid of the gravity. I'm fucking up with the gravity shit. Fucking shit. Gravity shit. No. Go there. Oh, you son of a bitch. Goddamn son of a bitch. That's a Golf Merengue line, so none of you will understand what the fuck I'm going on about. Because I'm very drunk. And I wonder who this girl is who's with me.
The hive mind has been breached. Overriding directive. Bringing the exobytes to Brainiac.
I wonder if she's a lefty like me. Because I think Tonka's main thing was... we started off talking about left-wing politics and why America needs a... it really needs
Go ahead, punk.
a parliamentary system. And I really didn't get into it because I'm drunk. But we were having a talk and we started talking about cow tipping. Because I did cow tipping when I was a teenager because I was very drunk all the time. You know, I was so drunk once at the Henley Regatta, I started pissing in the river. And a policeman came up and started talking to me. And I did that thing where you turn but you're still pissing. And I pissed on... I pissed on his trousers. And my friends managed to convince him I was carrying a community. Scaring the community is what the UK adopted to deal with shutting down all the mental asylums and all the mental people. They let him out on the street. And my friends convinced him that I was carrying a community case and they brought me out for the day. And they're trying to explain this and I was falling about laughing because I was very drunk at the time. Because we went to the Henley Regatta and they had this tent where they were selling real ale and real cider, and it was £1 a pint, which was really cheap. And I got so fucking hammered. I was already stoned. I'd already taken some LSD, which I've actually lived on when I was 16. Tonka was saying about it, actually, how So people think out of the box. I'm thinking in the next dimension. Oh God. Yeah. But he got this bloke in called Angry something or other. I always find people who call themselves angry a bit, you know, angry. Well, actually, what it reminds me of is when Angry Video Game Nerd first appeared. There was lots and lots of people who said, "Oh, I'm the irate gamer," and there was all this fucking bullshit. People who were like sort of copycats, and that somehow them being angry was the reason why they were on YouTube, which is blur. Yeah, and so he was a bit mean. Me being drunk and also being British doesn't help. British people aren't very good at being rude. You know, Americans can get away with being rude. There's actually quite a funny line by The Amazing Atheist that really did tickle me about the British mindset. Especially the middle class mindset. Because Americans don't understand about the class system in the UK. That if you work in class, you're more, you know, you don't want to rock the boat because you're trying to lose your job. Because,
nice
you
job.
know,
that should buy us some time to form a counterattack.
I like my job on the rail. Well, I don't like my job on the railway, but I like my job on the railway because it seems to be like the only thing I'm good at, which is annoying. Where am I going? Let's have a look. Oh no, it's not him. What am I fucking supposed to do? I get out of this partnership as soon as possible. Where do I get out of a partnership? Oh, bollocks. League. No, nearby, no. Leave group. That's the thing I'm looking for. Oh no, I don't want that. Piss off. I want the fucking hornets. Oh, what am I doing? Brainiac attack. Right, I gotta go and fight Brainiac. Oh, I'm so tired. And I'm a bit drunk. I'm more than a bit drunk. My whole face feels numb. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, yeah. I, you know, I'm not a huge fan of the kek thing. The kek thing to me is really fucking ultra sad. It's not even funny sad anymore. It's just fucking pants on your head sad. Way, I look nothing like Supersonic Man. Supersonic Batman. Oh God, what am I doing? What am I doing? Right. Supersonic Cowboy. Oh, I'm Supersonic Cowboy Army bloke. Super speed into the blue. Really, I should have shown you my Captain Invincible doodah. Oh, my head hurts. Oh, I'm drunk. I'm gonna have a fucking hangover like hell tomorrow. Right. Oh God, why did I get into a fucking team? Every time I get into a team, fucks the missions up. It's okay if we're in a league, but fucking in a team, you fucking bullshit. Bollocks to your bullshit. Oh, I've already talked to you. Little shit. Fucking little shit. Take my eye beams, you bitch.
Everybody
I was
knows
talking
you're
to a
working
quite
for
nice
Star
German
Labs.
girl earlier about kinky sex. Well, not kinky sex. Just kink in general. Yeah, she's really nice. She communicates through oh shit, what's it called?
When Luther hears about this, you're going down.
Anime memes. You know, which I like German. Well, I like any woman who's European.
These B guys are
American
freaking me
women,
out.
you
They
know,
never
it's just
stop.
like, oh, American women are like British women, you know. They get so full of this stuff that every man's got to be super duper. It's like, it's just not realistic. Even though I am quite thankful, even though I fucking hated the book 50 Shades of Grey, because I'm a kinkster and I like kinky sex and I like kinky women. Because it makes... I find vanilla sex is really boring. You know, I like sort of mixing your sort of your boring work day in with kinky sex. You know, my last kinky girlfriend, I used to order her to take her underwear off about an hour before she went home. And she was a receptionist. So she'd sit there with her legs sort of closed together because she didn't want anyone seeing it. She wasn't. She used to wear short skirts.
Well, about time. Like I'd ever
And
tell
then
the
she walked
hive
home
anything
and
about
she said it was such a kinky experience walking home, especially being on something like the tube and knowing that she didn't have any underwear on because she's Catholic, and the whole sin thing is a real turn on for her. Yeah. It's just a shame that relationship ended.
I better get back to work before
it
Mr.
basically
Weasley
ended
finds
because she'd come to live down in London, and she was from Scotland, and her parents weren't actually, they weren't Catholics, they were Presbyterians, but Presbyterians are actually worse than fucking Catholics. You know, they're like Puritan fucking wankers who sort of believe that any thought of pleasure is sinful. It's of the devil, which is fucking bullshit. But she lost her job and basically lots of other things. Really, I feel like she'd moved down to London completely unprepared. I even spoke to her about, you know, what if the job falls through? You know, you haven't got massive savings down here. I said I'd help her if she could live with me, but I think it was more panic that she went back to Scotland, which was a shame because she had a really great arse. You know, I used to kiss it. But
About
yeah,
time someone showed up. I have too much work and not enough time. Mr.
I've never really had a really lasting long-term relationship. I think the longest relationship I had was when I was at college, because I was dating a student teacher, and she was a lot older than me. And I was. It's the only time I've really been a full-on by choice toy boy. You know, there were those times when I was so hammered I got the beer goggles and I'd sleep with women who were like because when you get the beer goggles, it's like, how to describe the beer goggles? It's like, if you dream of your dream woman, you can map the image of that on the body of someone who looks like, say, the Fabulous Moolah. Any wrestling fans, they'll know what I mean instantly. But yeah, I did sleep with women who looked like sort of contestants on Bullseye. I'm not proud of it, but I was a drunk. You know, I was like I am today, but for months at a time. And it supposedly, I didn't even realise that my dad explained it to me when my gran was developing a drinking habit. He managed to wean her off. I think part of it was depression because my granddad had died.
When Luther hears about this, you're going
my
down.
family genetically are predisposed to be drunks. You know, two of my uncles who I never met them because they fucking drunk themselves to death. So maybe health and safety is stopping me from drinking. It sort of saved my life, because if I had been sort of living in the environment where you could have drinks on lunch breaks, like in my dad's time, I'd have probably ended up a complete steaming drunk and probably be dead by 45. Like, I think it was an Uncle Jack or an Uncle Joe or something. I never met him because he's dead by like 35 because he virtually drunk himself to death. But that's back in the days where you could be a drunk and still do a job. I think he was like a fucking taxi driver. You know, my dad even told me about how in the town he lives in, Wallingford, they have like, it's linked with farming shows, but they have thing with floats each year, because it being a farming community. And he said back in the 70s, they'd stop at every pub and have a pint, because people would offer half a pint or a pint or something through the window of the cab. He said you'd be fucking paralytic by the time he got to the town square and the floats. Fortunately, I was driving along at 10 miles an hour, but nowadays, if they'd been pulled over, they'd have been done for drink driving. But that's health and safety, you know. I think health and safety is a modern version of Puritanism. I think it's really unhealthy. I don't think it helps society at all. I think it hinders society. I can remember as a teenager seeing drunks walking home on a Sunday at lunchtime. Husbands who, they had to put up with their wives all week and had to put up with their jobs all week, and on a Sunday, lunchtime, they get hammered. They go home and have their Sunday dinner, and then they sleep the rest of the day because they had to go to work on the Monday. You know, I wish that could come back. That's why I like Cuba. When I was on holiday in Cuba, there were a load of things that are completely gone from the society I live in today. I saw a bloke literally the greatest thing I've seen in the 21st century was a bloke with a fag in his mouth pushing a wheelbarrow, and he looked like he was like 90, but he was in his 60s. He had a fag in his mouth. It was dangling dangerously out of his mouth, and he had the fag in his mouth, and he still managed to wolf whistle at the maids who do the rooms, and they're all giggling. You know, it was that sort of sheepish giggling that I really miss. You know, me being, I'm a lefty and all that, but you know, there are some things. So I was trying to explain to Tonka about purple pilling. I said, you know, if you're gonna pill, don't red pill, purple pill, because that way you can be nice to the gays, and you can not follow demagogues like Trump.
Down, damn it!
But you have the added bonus of
What is this?
kind of living in the real world.
The Queen.
You know, I know that we're not going to see utopian paradises in my lifetime, but at least try. At least, if you see a bloke dressed as a woman, don't be a cunt. Just call them her or she or whatever. Is it really fucking hurting you to just sort of be kind? That's why I don't like the right wing, because the right wing aren't kind.
You cannot resist
They're not kind and they're greedy. And I've never been able to tolerate greedy bastards.
You will serve me.
Especially when it comes to some like tax.
Serve your queen.
I'm not so hammered that I'm going to drink that whole bottle.
You
So I'm
will
a
serve
fucking
me
tough
and
guy.
Brainiac in the end.
We even mentioned...
Self-preservation shield activated.
I can't remember where it
Distress call
was.
sent.
But supposedly, I was tweeting Tonka, because that's normally where we're funny arguments. Because I think Tonka's a really sweet guy. I just wish he was more lefty. Because I think he'd be much happier if he was a left-wing guy like me. But, yeah, I mentioned him in a tweet with Cult of Dusty. I'm like, I wish he could get Cult of Dusty in on the fucking
I hope this stings Brainiac in the end. But if she doesn't, we will.
show.
I'll be in
Because
touch.
Dusty
And thanks.
is...
Superman out.
He has an element like me in that he's what's known as a nose-breaking liberal. Now, you know, everyone whinges about cuckold liberals. Oh, they're so left and derpa. Or is it Durka? I don't know. But basically, they'll whinge on about how being liberal is somehow being cucked. And I'm like, that's fucking bullshit, mate. Absolute fucking crap. Crap with a crap sandwich. For fucking crap people. Because being a true liberal doesn't mean you're weak. It means you're strong. Because helping people is noble. And that you should help those weaker than you. Those who can't look after themselves or don't have a job or are trying to escape with their lives from war-torn countries. You should fucking help those people. Don't be a fucking greedy, self-interested cunt. Because I tell you, one day that could fucking happen to you. That's why you should be a good person. That's why you should be a fucking liberal person. Oh, being a right-winger. Oh, the market. Oh, run everything. The market can run certain things. Shouldn't work everything. Because when it comes to people's human rights, when it comes to policing, when it comes to medical health, those things you can't trust the market with. Because the market runs on a profit. And if you're sick and you need help and you can't take care of yourself,
So now
who are you
you're
going
the
to
hero-sized
trust?
bug zapper.
A
Nice.
government
I'll
who
be working
believes
with you again
everyone's
soon.
equal, or a rich man who's only interested in it for a
Heads
fucking
up, there's trouble in
profit?
the Tomorrow District. Circe's bestiamorphs are all over the area, which means Circe can't be far behind.
Oh, shit.
Zatanna in the
Right.
Chinatown safe house can give you further instructions.
Rich people don't care about you. They want to use you. They want to use you against your fellow poor people. Because that makes them strong. Because they're evil. And they don't deserve any respect. If you own over $1 billion, you're a fucking criminal. You don't fucking deserve it.
Keeping your equipment in good working order makes all the
No one
difference.
should be
as well as making sure you got the
richer than
latest,
a
greatest
government.
gear.
No one. Because if you're that rich, you're above the law. You're a crook. You're a criminal. I don't fucking care about how you can mix it in with fucking economics. You're a fucking crook. You've bought your way to the top. I don't like Trump because he's an arrogant fucking sexist dickhead. He doesn't... He's got soft hands. He's a pussy. He's a draft dodger. He's a coward. He talks big, but, you know, if he was in a fighting situation, he'd hide behind his fucking bodyguards. He's a fucking bitch. Just like a load of right wings. Fucking Carl fucking Benjamin. Ooh, Sargon of Akkad in the ancient world, he earned his wealth through hardship and being a ruler and being a general and working his way up from the ranks. Carl is nothing but a fucking a Thunderfoot wannabe. Thunderfoot, he the man. Carl fucking Benjamin, he the fucking pussy bitch. Fucking sucking up the dick of the right wing. He's a fucking wimp. And a pussy. I got no time for the cunt. I also ain't got any time for people who protect the fucking right wing or fucking kiss up to people like fucking Dennis Prager and all the other bitches.
Star Lab's goal is to
People
keep our
like
allies
bloody,
equipped with the most advanced technologies.
I've forgotten his fucking name. Ruben. The most closet heterosexual homosexual I've ever fucking seen. Fucking bitch. He pretends to be a liberal and he talks about being a classical liberal. Oh, I'm a classical liberal. That means I can be a right-wing fucking cunt. Because somehow that gives me protection. When I say, oh, I'm a classical liberal. Just like fucking Sargon claiming, I'm a classical liberal. You're a fucking pussy to the fucking... oh Christ, what are they called? The alt-right. I actually explained this earlier in a tweet to Bunty King. Who I like Bunty. I just wish Bunty had stopped being a cheerleader for right-wingers. I pointed out to him, put it simply,
oh my God, do something!
that you know, I can't remember what his name is, but same Buddha, mouthy Buddha, fucking prick. He's like a dog whistler for the right wing. He put out this video where he basically was blaming the Jews for all their problems. Oh, was Hitler really a bad person? Fucking yes. He's a horrible fucking piece of shit. Tell you how horrible Hitler was? Hitler killed his own people. Not only did he kill people in Austria and Germany, he fucking killed the brown shirts who got him the fucking power. Fucking piece of shit. Got no fucking time for fucking anyone who apologises for Hitler. Because I very much doubt this mouthy Buddha wanker has actually read Mein Kampf. I've got it on Audible, and I tell you, it was heavy going. Listening to this absolute bullshit artist. How he became the leader of anything beyond the fucking a scout movement. I just don't get it. He's such a horrible, nasty, fucking self-aggrandizing, self-obsessed piece of shit, cunt, wanker, arsehole. Anyone who promotes fucking Hitler should leave YouTube and never come back. Oh, there we go. We've got something. But he won't. He won't. Even fucking Jeff Holiday. Fucking cuck. Cuck to the right-wing Jeff Holiday.
Your gifts are
oh, he's not a Nazi. He's not a Nazi. Oh, we don't have Nazis anymore. They all died in the 1930s. Oh, fuck off, Jeff. Grow a fucking spine, you bitch.
Join your master.
I can slightly forgive
Become one with Brainiac.
Devon Tracy for that stuff, because Devon Tracy, his whole thing, his whole shtick, as they call it, is that Devon is in his own mind.
Even with the conflict between Superman
and Lex Luthor, and once you understand that Devon is in his own
head, the only
head,
enemy they all have in common is Brainiac.
all things are forgiven.
Stay tuned for more as the battle against this
They
alien
all make sense to him. I've got a feeling, I don't want to insult Devon, because I do actually quite enjoy his videos. I usually skip over when it's something really racial. I didn't agree with him at all about what he said about Trayvon Martin. But when he's talking about the left wing and the weakness of certain members of the left wing, especially the Young Turks, fucking hate the Young Turks. Cenk Uygur is just such a fucking cunt. Sorry, I'm eating dark chocolate covered cranberries. I'd show you on the camera if I could get the camera up, but I'm too drunk to read the instructions. These are very tasty. I better put some food in my system, because I'm gonna have a fucking hangover from hell tomorrow. It's funny, when I was a teenager, even though I was slimmer when I was a teenager, I think it's because I was more muscular. But when I was slimmer and more muscular, I used to be able to I used to drink a bottle of vodka before we went out. I'd be at people's houses and I was swiggling it down. I go, oh, you're going to share that? Oh, no. I need something to get the party started.
Take a look.
Oh, dear. You know, I don't live in the past, but I do remember my teenage years because, you know, I was fucking drunkard, braggart, and I slept with a lot of girls. I'm surprised I never got anyone pregnant, because I used to go condomless for a while. Usually when we were both completely paralytic. There was a bit of a scare once, but that was a girl who thought she was pregnant, but it turned out she just had the flu. But yeah, what's it talking about? Oh yeah. I've tried. Oh yeah, Jeff. See, I've been a fan of Jeff Holiday, but he seems to lately be backing the wrong pony every fucking time, and it's got frustrating now. These dark chocolate cranberries are delicious.
My greetings. Circe's bestiamorphs are running rampant in the Tomorrow district. Wonder Girl went in to investigate, but I have not heard from her since. Clearly, Circe is up to foul play. I charge you, track down Wonder Girl and defeat Circe's plans.
I wouldn't sleep with Wonder Woman. I don't know about that super strength, she might break off my
The
dick.
carving on this horn is likely self-inflicted.
Oh, I got a Twitter message. Let's have a look at that. Amy Schumer? Who the fuck's that? The Colin Farrell bullseye horrid boss comparison makes sense to me. This man just bawled. Come on, you better than this. Cersei can kiss my ass. Go, you bitches. Super psych, man. Here.
I'm wounded. I must fall back.
I wish I had an American accent sometimes.
Giganta has Wonder Girl.
I save you, my lady.
You must help Wonder Girl escape Giganta.
All these cranberries are really tasty. Mm-hmm.
All Amazons will serve Cersei.
I love dark chocolate. It's funny, I read a study that says that men actually prefer bitterness the older they get. Women prefer sweetness the older they get. It's probably explains why whenever I bought older women good boxes of chocolates, they really like me. Still, I had really good news from my dentist. I was at the dentist on Friday and they weighed me. I was about 200 and something pounds. So they couldn't lean me back in the dentist chair, which I don't really like anyway, so it wasn't really a major loss. Because the government have got tight about insurance or medical instruments. And they weighed me, and I'm 21 stone. And everyone goes, oh, well, 21 stone? I said, yeah, but I was 24 stone in January this year. So I've lost a load of weight because I've been dieting, been eating more healthily. I don't eat milk chocolate, I don't eat I don't eat
Giganta kidnapped Wonder Girl? She's always wanted the power of an Amazon princess.
Yeah, I avoid red meat.
Exactly that. We have to get to Wonder Girl
unless
quickly.
it's offered to me. You know, my mum over the weekend I had a cottage pie because I really like cottage pie. I had seconds and thirds of cottage pie. But it's home cooked food. You know, I live on my own, so. You know, when you get offered home-cooked food, you don't want to turn it down because it's really tasty.
Cersei's bestiamorphs carry Cersei's ambrosia elixir. A deadly poison to Amazon.
So, yeah, I was at my mum's at the weekend. It's funny. I wish I'd switched it on to give them a hint, but we had Seinfeld on because I've got Amazon Prime, and I was showing my parents how to use their Amazon stick properly because they really like the show Vikings. I've never been a really huge fan of it. Actually, my favourite of those sort of shows is Black Sail, about pirates, because you know, the politics of the thing's much more realistic. Vikings, you know, different age, all that stuff. But yeah, what was I doing?
Giganta has Wonder Girl.
Oh yeah, I was showing Seinfeld. My mum was whinging, oh, when's it going to be funny? And I'm like, this is really funny, Mum. Stop being such a prude. You know, they like things like Only Fools and Horses, and I was watching probably one of the funniest episodes of Seinfeld.
What do these fiends want?
Where they've got, Jerry's got a car, got a new BMW, and the valet parks it for him. And he's got a really horrible body and he can't get rid of the smell. And it's really funny. And Elaine gets it in her hair. And she ends up having to have tomato juice on her to get rid of the smell. But I'm a huge Seinfeld fan because I'm big on the 90s comedy. You know, I can't remember what the episode was. There was this one where Jerry's family and George's family, they're arguing about this old people's retreat in Florida. Del Poca Vista, and it's and the George's dad's mental, and he bloody gets a bug up his ass because he won't be invited there, and he makes a and it's really funny. He goes, Del Poca Vista, and Jerry's mum and dad decide, oh, they're going to go and live with Jerry. Actually, my favourite episode is the one where they have a bet of who's not going to masturbate first. I think it's called the challenge or something like that, but it has me on the floor every time. You're going, you know, are you the master of your abode? And he goes, I'm the king of the castle. You know, if I'd asked my friends when I was a teenager,
she will give you something.
they'd have probably been, I'm out already. Because, even me and my mate Scott used to grab each other's cocks and rub them. You know, that's when we were 12. Because, you know, back then you didn't understand what gay sex was till you're sort of in your
oh good, you were here. Take this torch of remembrance. Wonder Woman wants its power in your hand.
That Promethean flame will draw the information out of those
you reach
beastie
sort of like your 20s, you didn't really understand what gay sex was. When I was a teenager, the only way you knew gays
must not use that elixir.
Was from the occasional TV show, but there was also stuff like James Bond movie Diamonds Are Forever had two gay assassins in it. Back kitchen. Wish I could see the chat, but I doubt anyone's going to be sticking around this long. So you'll be kicking ass and taking names. Wish I could do that tough guy routine. But the problem is you reach a certain age. You reach the age of, well, 35 for me. Don't know whether it'll be later for anyone else who's listening. When you just can't sustain being angry. You know, you get frustration. I had frustration earlier with Windows 8 playing up. But you can't sustain being an angry bastard. Probably the reason why I'll never be a right-winger, because most right-wing people I see online, especially Sargon of Akkad, they enjoy being angry and they enjoy being smug. It's one of the reasons why I can't stand Carl Benjamin, because he's such a smug arsehole. Also, he's so shit on research. That's why I tell you Tonka about H-Bomber Guy. That, you know, H-Bomber Guy isn't that bad. If you avoid his videos on SJWs and anti-SJWs, if you watch his videos, like he did a video on VHS, why VHS is scarier. If you watch the VHS version of Alien, and you watch the DVD Blu-ray, it feels like a completely different movie, because the VHS visuals are much less clean. But I quite like H-Bomber Guy. Wish I could do a stream with him now and then. I'll have to have a look in on his Patreon at some point. I've got a bit more money. I'm actually paying money to the Patreon of the Grind Bin podcast, but they don't use YouTube, which is, I found a bit strange. But they cover really terrible movies. Oh, where are you, bloody thing? Oh. You know, they cover all sorts of crap, which I really like crap. I prefer a crap movie to a movie that's big budget, that's not very good.
I must report back.
The amount of bullshit people have online, it's one of the reasons why, actually I better tweet that. Wait a minute, let me get in the air so they won't attack me. Jeff Holiday, let's find him. Oh, I got a message back. There we go. Oh no, it's the same message. Yeah. At Jeff. Star Trek pilot night and your review a load of dingoes. Get a life, sado. No, not sadomasochist. Sad. Oh. Oh, no. No, stop selling, offering me shit. Was way the fuck. Take off your fucking rose tinted glasses and show a chance. Yeah. I've tweeted at Jeff. Well, I watched the Star Trek pilot last night, and your review was a load of dingoes' kidneys. Get a life, Sado. The Voyager pilot was way the fuck worse. Take off your fucking rose-tinted glasses and give the show a chance. And I stand by that, because I'm old enough to remember the Voyager pilot, and it wasn't very good. And it was a little bit bollocksy. And then Voyager actually turned out to be a good show, particularly after the third season. You know, the first two seasons, even though my favourite episode of Voyager was the second... no, it was the... I think it was episode 5 or 6. It involved time travel in an event that Voyager accidentally created. It's like a temporal prime paradox concept. An event you do in the future affects the past to create the event that destroys the past. You know, and Voyager did that, and it's a brilliant episode. And it doesn't involve loads of fucking ridiculous special effects and all that, and it's quite a clever plot because you don't know what's happening until the last 5 minutes of the show.
To swap Giganta's mind into Wonder Girl's body. This is really big. No pun intended.
Circe has enchanted those Sisyphean stones to prevent you from passing through. Destroy them. We must stop the ritual Circe and Giganta have planned for Wonder Girl.
Oh, there's that fucking pain in the ass Minotaur.
Circe's Sisyphean stones store massive amounts of magical energy. Destroy the stones and bring the shards to us. We cannot allow Circe to have that much power.
Oh, bollocks. Ooh. I'll try and stick at this stream as long as possible, but I am very, very drunk. We'll finish that whiskey yet. Oh, no, I got half a glass left. I will drink till I feel unable to continue. I won't drink myself to death. Oh, blimey. But I do enjoy a drink. I like being drunk. Oh, shit. Oh, no, it's bloody splash onto my keyboard. Where's a tissue? My tissue's next to my chair. I wonder why they're there. Oh yes, I got a cold. Also got a liking for pornography. Oh dear. I tell you, old wag. Let's have a look at how my armour's doing. Oh, it's doing pretty good. I think I'll change the chest. Hey! Black Adam. Whew, even though he's not a black guy, he's a Egyptian guy. Played excellently well, and I wish they had him in the DC movies. But Arnold Vosloo, I think it's Vosloo or something like, South African actor. He was also the Dark Man, who is one of my favourite Marvel superheroes. Give him another iconic power. None of these really leap out at me. Word of power. That's Captain Marvel. Shazam! Yeah, I really like Billy Batson. If I had super powers, I'd want the powers of Shazam, where I could change shape, but I could change it to a woman instead of a man. Alakazam! Become a really hot and sexy woman who men desire. Perfect breasts, perfect arse. The works.
The spell is weakened. To the attack!
To the attack! What are we attacking? Da 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 da
This spell could aid the Sentinels of Magic's restorative incantations.
The Mirror of Narcissus allows us to discover Circe's plans for fantasy. We lost it in a skirmish with her bestial.
Narcissus.
Giganta once wanted to possess my own body. Now Circe must have promised her Wonder Girls.
Circe.
Knowing Giganta,
funny, Circe's actually from the Iliad in
the
story of
a mistake could condemn them both.
Ulysses, and she could charm men with feminine wiles, and then she turned them into pigs and dogs and goats and all sorts. That's where all these bestials come from. They're regular men who've been turned by her sorcery. I just wish DC had a character called Calypso, because Calypso's the character I'm most interested in the Iliad. That she was a beautiful goddess who was so beautiful that she could affect the memory, and Ulysses falls in love with her, but he still has memories of his wife and child and misses them. But every day she drugs him into a stupor and then uses her powers on him to make him still love her. And then one day she realises that what she's doing is wrong, which could pretty much be the case for lots of people. I know, I had that, what's known as a moment of clarity about the alt-right, that I became alt-right and was listening to Trump. I just wish more people had moments of clarity, but they realised that he's a horrible piece of shit. The only person that Trump's interested in serving is himself. He's certainly not a patriot by any stretch of the imagination. Patriots don't dodge their fucking taxes. Nor do they say that people who burn the flag should be punished. Piece of fucking shit. You know, I've openly admitted that I have had a leaning, a movement in me, purple pilling.
I'm getting out of here.
I'm not completely on the side of SJWs, but I'll listen to them if they're talking sense. You know, I even watched a series of videos by Steve Shives. And he might be shit on the SJW stuff, but he's pretty much in the same league as me when it comes to atheism. He did a whole series about
they took Wonder Girl.
Ray Comfort books. You know, and one of the things why I'm a little bit against people constantly knocking him is when you see Jeff Holiday or any of these other people on the anti-SJW cash cow. Well, it's not a cash cow anymore because YouTube has seen them for what they are, troublemakers who have made their brand toxic. How many of them do whole series on books? When was the last time you saw fucking Sargon doing a whole series on socialist books? Exactly, you don't, because you know, he's great at talking big, but when it comes to the actual research, he's terrible. H-Bomber guy proved that when there was all that stuff about the rape statistics, you know, the 1 in 5 bullshit. But it's not bullshit, because the report that Carl was bashing on about wasn't even the original report.
Thanks. See you back at the station.
It's why Carl's pretty much a laughable individual, and no one should be listening to him because he's full of shit. I pretty much realised that Carl was full of shit. The whole the shroud fell away when he did his video about the Women's March. And there was stuff from Bernie Sanders. Bernie Sanders was talking. And Bernie said that, you know, he was talking about how Trump won't divide us. And his whole point was pretty valid, really. That, you know, Trump's whole thing is to try and turn people against their neighbour for attention. And Bernie said this, and then Carl, pretending to be shocked and disgusted by what he said, made singly the worst impression of insult and disgust I've ever seen in my life. You know, it was laughable. It was like a fucking it was just really bad acting. And I could tell he was acting. He didn't sound genuine at all. And that was one of the things that opened my eyes to what a slimy piece of shit liar him and Milo Yiannopoulos were. I had my suspicions that Milo Yiannopoulos was full of shit, that he spoke about things but he didn't actually do them. I think that Milo Yiannopoulos is a bull artist. You know, it's like they're talking a good fight and actually doing a good fight. It's the Muhammad Ali,
we must rescue
Joe Frazier thing. Muhammad Ali could talk a good fight, but when it came to
hopefully each recovered artifact will aid in reversing Cersei's hex.
A real fight, he would be completely fucked next to someone like Smoking Joe Frazier, who, you know, you knocked him down, he got up again. One of the most gutsy boxing matches I've ever seen, real David and Goliath stuff, was Joe Frazier against George Foreman. Because Foreman was, well, Tonka talks about Brock Lesnar being scary big. Fucking Foreman compared to Frazier, that's a real, you know, a giant, a man fighting a giant. And you watch their match and Frazier kept getting up and he kept getting up and he was getting knocked down and really sort of bullied, and he kept getting up, and then eventually he got knocked down and the ref stopped the match. And he was trying to get up again. That really touches my heart to see that.
Find Wonder Girl.
You know, it reminds me of the Dunkirk British Empire spirit of Britain fighting the Nazis and getting knocked down and getting back up again and fighting on until their last man. That's why I particularly like the film Dunkirk.
Ugh! What's happening? It's like you've got hooks in my mind.
It's working.
You know, it's that spirit of
I feel her power.
You can knock us down, but we'll get up again. And we'll fight to our last man. And even if our last man's knocked down, he'll try and get up again. You can't beat us conventionally. And that's what I like about Joe Frazier's match with Muhammad Ali. In he's a much more noble combatant, and Ali humiliated him. He said really outrageous things, like calling Frazier and Uncle Tom and all the other vicious, talking a fight all the way, because he talked a fight with Foreman and he really screwed up Foreman's sense of self-worth that really affected him later in life.
No!
But he managed to pull himself back together and he became a champion in his 40s.
Because there's no way I could put my machines over your
But
giant behind.
you know, Ali was more of a talking a good fight than having a good fight. Because the Thriller in Manila, if you watch that, oh dear, did he get his ass handed to him. And basically the match could have ended in a death because Frazier didn't want to give up. He wanted to keep fighting, even though he was completely blind by the last round. He had such facial bruising. Already he'd had an eye injury that caused blindness in his left eye, but he couldn't see his opponent, but he's still fighting. It's the most gutsy fight I've ever seen. Much more impressive than anything like that.
Sessions in prison didn't seem to help.
Recent boxing
How about some
match.
shock therapy?
You know, the MMA fight, I can't remember what his name is. That Irish bloke. You know, that was impressive because he basically been fought to exhaustion, but he kept trying to fight on. But Ali Frazier is, I'd say, probably the greatest boxing match I've ever seen. And he was fighting till he just couldn't see anymore.
You're looking a little low on energy,
You know,
without your
and
powers,
that is a real
Giganta. Have a little recharge
sort of
on me.
man fighting against the odds, and it really exposed that Ali was all talk. You know, he talked a good fight. But it wasn't a good fight.
Back in my own skin again. You really don't appreciate how awesome your boots are till you walk around in someone else's. I'll take care of Big Bertha here. Thanks again.
You know, if I ever actually had a physical fight with someone, I'd probably get a few punches in till I got them to the ground, and then I'd start using my judo on them, and then they'd start regretting being a shit to me. But, you know, I got a bit upset earlier, actually, in when I was talking to Tonka and
Circe's plan to use Giganta and
Kek
Wonder Girl has
guy.
failed.
You know,
Knowing Circe, she will simply turn her eye
don't
to other
mind people
targets,
taking the piss
but
out
we'll
of
be
me.
ready
I've had
for
people
her.
taking the piss out
My
of me
thanks.
since
We
I
will
was a
speak
child,
again
mainly
soon.
because of my appearance. I'm not the world's most pretty man. But, you know, there's sometimes people can be overly vicious. And, you know, it's not really the done thing. There's no need to be such a horrible person to someone. Like, I had my problems with Carl. I've forgotten his last name. He was on the Tonka thing. But I didn't feel like he was being a bullying shit to me. He was mainly sort of saying ridiculous things and chipping away, which I don't mind. I don't mind people being mean, you know, if they're not being personal, but some of the stuff was a little bit over personal. I was getting a little bit upset. You know, I even took my headphones off at one point because I was just sick of being hair dried. And, you know, I'm a bit drunk, but, you know, I wasn't tapping. I didn't like where it was going. It felt a little bit personal. But we managed to sort of calm down eventually. You know, I'm too old to get hostilities to people and be complete shit to people. You know, I'd talk to Sargon of Akkad if he ever wanted to talk to me. But I can't tolerate people who defend things that are so stupidly wrong. Like Jeff, I talked to Bunty King the other day actually on Twitter about, you know, all this, we were talking about tribalism. And I was saying about stuff that tribalism is when you know that you're on the wrong team. when you start defending people, not for what they say, but for who they are, you're going down a very dangerous street, because it's like a cult, and cultism is really unhealthy.
So you took Giganta.
It's one of the biggest problems I had with the way that people treated Dusty Smith, who I like. I know a lot of people criticise Dusty for being a bit of a bull artist and a bit of a bragger. But I like Dusty because he does have in him a lot of the, like, well, it's broken nose liberalism.
I'm sure I have something here that can help you. Take a look.
A term where basically you're a liberal, but you're still a bloke who'll punch a Nazi on the nose, make him fall on his arse, or laugh in his face. You know, even if his gang's beating you up, you still have your pride, because you didn't back down to a scumbag. Which that's my philosophy. Never back down, never surrender, never never.
I'm sure I have something here that can help you. Take a look.
Yeah, never back down, never give up your morality just because the rest of the crowd are doing it. Be honest to yourself. If you don't feel honest to yourself, admit it. That's why I dropped the alt-right. That's why I dropped a lot of the anti SJW stuff, because it didn't feel like me. It felt like I was making excuses for people. When you end up making excuses for people who are shits, I definitely consider Milo Yiannopoulos a shit. You're on the wrong. You're on a road that you're not going to get back from. You're going to lose family and friends, and you're going to really regret it, especially in later life. Actually, I was talking to a bloke called Carlos earlier, sort of intermediated by a nice girl called Sandwich Wench,
I'll get there
who
when
I really like,
Until
because
then, think you can handle
I met her through Omegan, who I don't agree with Omegan's politics, but he is pretty damn good on the British politics.
Now Trigon's demons rampage throughout the Tomorrow District.
Down and
the Science Police's powers are not enough. Defend against this evil and hurry.
The stuff for everyone else. That's why I like Omegan. You know, he's one of the few conservatives I really like on Twitter and YouTube. He's not extreme either. He's not like, say, Tildeer, who I like Tildeer for his research and I like his honesty. But I'm not a big fan of his conservatism, because it seems a little bit out of character and it seems a bit of an extreme. But I did object quite a lot to when he was being picked on by people like Andy Warski, who's fucking just a drama whore. And even Liz Reptile, who I quite like Liz, because I like her sense of humour. I don't agree with her politically. I wish she was more liberal, and I wish she was living in Britain, because when I hear about her medical problems, I think, You know, if you were living in Britain, all of this would be covered by the NHS. You wouldn't have all of these terrible problems of illness and money and things like that. Your life would be so much easier, and I think you deserve an easier life.
I work for Madame Xanadu's magic shop in Metropolis. We try to keep demon horns in stock for white magic rituals.
I suppose that's being a left-wing cuck.
Trigon's evil energy is manifesting in dark orbs.
If that's being a cuck, then I'm happy to be a cuck. If I care about my fellow man or woman, then I wear that cuckold thing with pride, because if not being a cuck means you're a horrible shit who doesn't care about the lives of other people, then fuck you. Fuck you and the fucking horse you rode in on. Because people like Liz do deserve a better, happier life. And if that means switching to a socialist system, then fucking good. Fucking good. People deserve better in their life. I doubt that'll be popular with a Kek crowd. Still, the fucking Kek stuff really gets on my tits. Like it's serving anyone of importance. All it seems to serve is wankers on fucking 4chan and 8chan. These sad fuckers who live in their parents' basements, who talk about ethno fucking states and all that shit. Stuff that has been outdated for years and years and years, and people don't mention because it's embarrassingly pathetic. You know, people who identify as Nazis should be laughed at. They're not to be taken seriously. The best thing America could have done with the whole Charlotte's thing is laugh their arse off and absolutely humiliate, publicly humiliate everyone who was involved on the ride.
Demons rampage throughout the Tomorrow
But because
District.
Trump's such a fucking pussy
powers
bitch,
are not enough.
he couldn't do
against
that
this evil and hurry.
because it might upset his fucking fan base. Teenage wankers.
Trigon is using his daughter, the Titan Raven, to spread his foul energy.
But
then he will destroy her.
I'm never going to
Both
win
she
over
and the
these
city
people.
are doomed
So
unless we stop
fuck
Trigon
'em.
now. Find his demons on the rooftops and destroy their dark conversion vortices.
I've been on 4chan once, and when I read through the transcript about child pornography, it turned my stomach. I thought, I don't even want to look on this site. I don't want a history of even being suspected of going on a site that's got child pornography on it. I'm like, freedom of speech, yeah. Well, not all freedom of speech is equal. Fucking disgusting. Yeah, made me feel sick. Made me feel sick there was actually link pages to child pornography. Oh, it's part of their freedom of speech remit. Fuck you. Child pornography, it's abuse. Because those children are being abused and you're watching it means that you're included in the abuse. Because it's a supply and demand thing. If you don't look at it and masturbate to your dark fantasies, then people wouldn't produce the pornography. Fucking idiots. Ooh, my freedom of speech. Still, it's like MythCon. I watched a brilliant video, and I've not been a big fan of Matt Dillahunty for quite a while, mainly because of the Dusty stuff, but also he did come across as a little bit of a big head sometimes. But I've got respect for Matt Dillahunty because he puts up with a lot.
I'm an independent researcher at Star Labs, doing work on pheromones. I think we can use that to help these.
He puts out a lot of bullshit from the Christian right. And he was talking about MythCon and why he won't go back to MythCon. And he hit the nail on the head perfectly when he described Sargon of Akkad. All he is a shock jock. All he is Rush Limbaugh. And he's exactly right. And I was talking with a YouTuber I quite like called Zornstar, who's he's a bit of an old school atheist like me. You know, came out of like the 2010 atheism. Because that's when I really picked up on YouTube atheism, was in 2010 and 2011. And by 2013 I was a full-blown... I can finally admit to myself in 2013 I was a full-blown atheist. But my fear of going to hell was completely driven out of me by logic. Like Dusty says, logic. You know, that this stuff has been created to make old men powerful. You know, if an old man can't support himself and feed himself, he's going to turn to religion to fill in that gap, to get the stronger people to protect him, because he can claim that he's in touch with some higher being. That he's got magical powers that no one knows about and can save your immortal soul. It's really easy when you see it for what it is. In many ways, there's actually a... Well, I prefer the film version to it, but the book's a little bit wordy and long. There's a book called The Sea Wolf, about how a rich man who his ship gets something happens to it, it runs aground or something, and him and a woman are saved by a ship that is a seal ship, not a whaling ship, a seal ship, because seal pelts were always worth money back in the old days. And it's run by an absolute sadist maniac who stays in power literally through fear. He makes people terrified of, you know, being judged by him and his crew. And this is how he controls power on the ship. Eventually he goes blind and he kills members of the crew who don't get away because he won't let anyone leave. And it's a really brilliant story, but I have a feeling that the bloke who's writing it was writing it as an analogy about religion. In religious people who shout about fire and brimstone, usually poisonous old men or old women who want to stay in charge, and what they're doing is basically protecting their ass against losing their not being taken seriously and not getting the rich servings of food, because especially back in the time of the Catholic Church, Catholic bishops certainly wouldn't be eating the sort of gruel that the working classes were eating. These men dressed themselves up in silk. You know, they were treated the best. And they had control over the Bible, because back at the time of the Middle Ages, the only people who could read the Bible were the priests, because not many people could speak Latin. You know, it always struck me as a suspicious thing that only the priest could read Latin. So only the priest could decipher what was actually in the Bible. So who knows how much bullshit these these crooks were making up for years and years and years, fooling poor people to give up their money and their lands and live miserable lives whilst the local priests got fat on the profits of the poor. It's funny, I was having a conversation earlier, I can't remember with who, my memory's a bit when I'm drunk. And he was saying about what's worse, Nazism or communism. And I said actually Nazism, because Nazism is more in tune with aristocracy than communism. At least with communism, there's a chance that if you get someone like Trotsky in charge, you're not going to get the sort of fucking contemptible evil that you had with the Russian Revolution.
Find his demons on the rooftops and destroy their dark
conversion vortices. Because Stalin was basically just a self-appointed
Trigon holds Raven thralled to his dark will inside the Science Police headquarters.
He showed all of the
must free her.
Tyrannical
but first,
aspects
use your power
of
to
being
stop
Azar.
the demons spawning and lending their powers to Trigon outside the walls.
You know, telling people what to do, controlling their lives, killing anyone who didn't agree with him 100%. You know, people were listed to be killed even after his death. How paranoid was he? Actually, talking about was he? I was watching a YouTube video earlier by Was Lee, and I was really fucking impressed. I know he's not a lefty like me, but I'm going to watch more of his stuff. Because even as a centrist, he's pretty up on... He doesn't take right-wingers at their word, and he don't take left-wingers at their word. Which is pretty in tune with me, actually. There are problems with the left wing, but the problems with the right wing I actually consider worse. Because, especially in Britain, the right wing are completely directionless. I've never felt this directionless in my life. You know, the whole concept of politics since World War II was the idea of progress, that things are supposed to get better. But with the current lot, they seem to be... Their only drive is to actually have things worse than better. And I think that's just really, really counterproductive. And it's not going to serve anyone in the end. It's going to make people miserable. You know, I'd agree with the right wing if they actually made things work, but the worst thing about the right wing I see is they make lots of promises. They don't keep any of them.
Artifact. This staff now crawls with insects, feeding on its putrescent testament to Trigon's might.
Fuck you, Trigon, you four-eyed wanker.
Good to have you on our side.
Oh, I'm a bit giddy now. I don't know whether I should drink whiskey, continue to drink whiskey, or drink some Merlot. I think I'll have something to eat to balance out my thing. Because even though I'm not as fat as I used to be, so the cushioning effects of fat on my system isn't as good as it used to be.
We have a live one.
Ain't that you bitch? It's a shame that we didn't have when Tonka said he was bringing in someone, I was hoping it would be Vamp Candy or Failure, because me and Failure were having quite a funny conversation earlier because he used the N-word, and I was like, "Oh, you racist!" And all. I was saying about when I went to Florida back in 1996, and I was with. It was back when me and a load of friends went on holiday together.
Keep still.
I think we went with one of my friend Scott's dad. But there were a load of us teenagers, and I was drunk all the time. I was drunk getting on the plane because I'm scared of dying on aircraft. It's always been a bit fucking scary to me getting on an aeroplane. I'm a bit scared of heights. And I had a Romanian girlfriend at the time called Tricia. And she was cute, she was friendly. We didn't have a lot of sex, oddly.
Trigon holds Raven thralled to his dark will inside the Science Police headquarters.
And unfortunately, when I drank vodka, my cock would go
first,
wobbly.
Use your power to stop the demons spawning and lending their powers to Trigon outside the walls.
She was really nice, she was friendly. She talked.
Zatanna confirms that Trigon has possessed Raven utterly. She has taken the Titans hostage.
Good for me
you
because
must free them and save
stopped
Raven
me
from her father's
ranting
evil.
and raving in public, which is a benefit. I used to get really angry and shout about things.
The Science Police took down some Gotham thugs trying to do business in Metropolis. When the demons busted loose,
part of the reason why I used to drink so heavily was because I used to get social anxiety. Sometimes I'd even burst into tears. Which wasn't great if I was surrounded by people. But yeah, we were on holiday and we were queuing up at SeaWorld, and some fucking hick goes and calls her a wetback. I turned around and said, "You what? You what talking to my girlfriend that way? Apologise now." And he called me a wigger. I was like, "Mate, I'll drag you out of the queue and beat the shit out of you if you don't apologise." And he wandered off saying, "I'm getting security." I'm like, "So you insult me and you insult my girlfriend, you go and get security?" I think it's probably because I was quite drunk and I was taking my t-shirt off. And back then I wasn't as fat as I am now. But I was like, you know, fucking getting arsey with me and saying horrible things to someone you don't even know. You know, she was Romanian. She was like what are known as dark Romanians, who are sort of. It's an element from when the Turks took over part of Romania.
Hey, take it easy. I ain't running.
And they affected the genetics, so you get people who are slightly dark-skinned because the Moors and the Turks who took over the country were primarily family. So she had a sort of dark skin. It was also a bit dark because she had a tan. But fucking calling her a wetback. She's not even fucking Mexican. You call her something as racially insulting as that. I was fucking
My
irate.
boss will get you for this.
But also I was very drunk at the time. I wish I could get away with drinking like I used to, but because of my job I can't get drunk that often. Oh yeah, I got super strength, haven't I? Getting that. Take a drinks machine, Cyborg. Cyborg, the most boring of the Teen Titans, but they fucking included him in this Justice League fucking movie.
Starfire, kill them.
Look at this.
Blood Priest Chronicle. Once merely a seeing stone, treasure has been blessed.
Cyborg, why are you and I fighting?
Wrathful son.
Because you got a hot ass bitch. Oh, I'm so drunk. I'm staggering like Nightwing.
And here I was worried I'd have to take the night off. I've got a spare.
Once I've defeated Trigon, I think I'm going to end this stream. I think I've got a bit of a headache drunk, which isn't a good sign. I need to eat something.
We can't stop now. Trigon still controls
Used to get
Raven,
these when
Raven
I'd overdrink.
still controls Donna.
I'd usually eat a big bag of peanuts.
Obey Trigon's will.
I've got some nachos here. I'll see if I can down some nachos to cushion my system. Oh, wrong bit style.
Protect me. Where am I?
Fools! The inevitable is already upon you.
It's weird,
This world is mine.
because biologically it's actually you're poisoning yourself. But the idea is you're not poisoning yourself to the point where you're
Thanks for jumping in.
Gonna be,
Raven's fighting him, but Trigon's hold is
by
getting stronger. We have to find her and help her.
Our best chance is to split up and search. Starfire and I will take the upper levels.
I'll search the rest of this floor.
Sounds like a plan.
Doesn't cause mass
The hero and I will
tissue
take the holding
damage
level.
unless you drink
Come
to
on.
excess. No, I've only had alcohol poisoning once. And that's when I was 17 in Ibiza.
You want trouble, you came to the right place.
And part of that was
Give up and
because of
spare
the
yourself the
heat.
embarrassment.
I started drinking about like 10 in the morning. And I was still drinking at about 7 at night.
So much for breaking out of this
I just
joint.
didn't have enough fluids in my system, and I collapsed drunk. And fortunately, the hotel staff, they got me like a local sort of doctor in who was staying or something. I can't even remember because I was very drunk. I'm only going on what my friends were telling me. And he said that basically just give him and me lots of fluids and have me lie down for about a day.
I shall find another shell.
But my then girlfriend Philippa stole all my clothes, so I'd stay in the bedroom all day and sleep. Because I used to get this thing where I was so drunk that I'd go and do things that I shouldn't do. But you know, when I reached like 18, I realised I had to get a manual labour job, and I had a little bit of a scare when I was at Sainsbury's about my drunkenness, because I was very depressed when I was working at Sainsbury's. A lot of people in my family had died at the time, and I was getting depression and I was drinking. To deal with depression. And the moment came where it was 10 o'clock in the morning, I had to work in the afternoon. I was drinking cider. But I realised I had a drinking problem, and I pretty much gave up drinking from there on. And I'd sociably drink sometimes, but not often. You know, I occasionally will have a cocktail now if I'm going out to dinner, but I don't do it often because, you know, I don't want to end up a drunk.
So much for breaking out of this joint.
I don't end up like members of my family who died basically because they drunk way too much and they wrecked their kidneys and liver, which could actually happen to me.
Glad you guys showed up. I'm holding her body in one place, but Raven's fighting Trigon deep in her soul. I can feel it. I've got to stay here to keep the portal open, but only a true magical warrior can enter that soul self. The second that happens, I'm teleporting everyone else out of here.
You know, I've known a lot of drunks in my life who, you know, are dead now.
I can't keep Raven contained for long. She's opened a portal to her soul self. She wants us to help her fight.
My mate Bonehead, literally. Well, we didn't want to admit it, but years later we've sort of come to terms with it. That my friend Bonehead, who he had a genetic disorder where his bones kept growing, and
Blood Priest Chronicle.
He was in a lot of pain.
This scepter was
most of his adult life. And he basically drunk and took drugs. It killed him in the end. He didn't drink himself to death, but
She is merely a vessel for my power.
He was on so many painkillers in his late life that really we should have done more to help him. You know, but we couldn't because, you know, it was genetic. There's no way of making someone whose genetics are so badly because it's DNA. There's a DNA malfunction.
I will tear your soul asunder.
Your emotions are dark and foul.
Yeah, I always felt a bit sort of... Well, I've had guilt about lots of things. I had guilt about my friend Mike who killed himself. But some people just can't be repaired. That's something else that you have to accept. That's one of the reasons why when I have conversations, I have a tendency to go off into the fifth dimension, is that reality for me can be pretty
you will
painful.
Leave this place.
You know, there's things in reality I don't like going into because they hurt. You know, I don't like feeling that sort of pain anymore. You know, it's like dealing with the bullying I had at school. Especially bullying about my appearance because I had goofy teeth. And in my later life, from like the age of 24, 25 onwards, I've been fat. I've tried really hard to lose my weight, but it's not an easy street. It's the only vices I have in life is sex and food. And when I can't get sex, I will eat food.
But too late. My arrival is imminent.
Trigon's evil power has entered this world. Through me. But you have saved my soul. And I thank you. I hope you will fight at my side when his dark day comes.
Still, other than seeing psychiatrists again, I think my online streams are the closest I'm going to get to counselling.
Zatanna confirms that Trigon has possessed Raven utterly. She has taken the Titans hostage. You must free them and save Raven from her father's evil.
Yeah, I've already done it, you silly cow.
Trigon's evil still permeates this plane. But thanks to your courage, Raven has been freed. This fight is far from over. Speak to Zatanna, and I will rejoin you soon.
Itchy nose. Oh. I think I'm going to do it another 20 minutes. Conan, what is best in life? So tired.
So, was it weird in Raven's soul self? Ah, never mind. I'm good with mystery. Thanks for all your help. I'll give you a call the next time we put on a show.
I actually think I'll end it here because I'm ending it in a good place. Let's open the mission box. See if there's anything worth using. More blasts. Yeah, I'm sorry if this has been a bit of a bedraggled because I'm drunk, but you know, I've tried to cover everything that was going on in my mind. You know, I like doing these streams mainly because gives me a sense of
I'm sure I have something here that can help you. Take a look.
I'm talking to someone. So it makes me feel less sort of like I've got no one to talk to, even though if it is a bit of a one-way street. I wish I could do more streams, but you know, I get a confidence problem, especially when I'm sober. Yeah. You know, that's the problem being English. See, Americans don't understand this because they've never had a leader like Margaret Thatcher. That British people can be a little bit timid unless you get us drunk. And also there's I am a left-leaning person. I don't like being insulting. I don't like upsetting people. I try to go out of my way not to hurt people's feelings.
A situation is rapidly
And
spiraling out of
sometimes
control
people
in Little
play
Bohemia.
on that
Speak
and
to Dr. Sarah Charles
try
at the 5th
to.
Precinct.
They'll be a little bit over mean. You know, thinking I'm being easy, but the thing is, I could be a really horrible, nasty bastard if I wanted to. But I try not to be. It's like I explained to a girl once when we were talking about the problem of good and evil. And I said I'm in full understanding of the problem of good and evil because I know that part of me is a very evil person who could cause a lot of misery to people.
Patients are rioting all over the Metawing at Metropolis General Hospital.
Ever since
LexCorp is trying to keep Metro PD from the scene So something big is up. Superman wants you to handle it.
Evil.
You'll need this metahuman encasement.
You do have a choice in life. You can be
This is Superman.
a good person.
Lex Luthor sponsored a special meta wing at Metropolis General Hospital.
You don't
Everything
have
points
to
to it being a cover for
side
illegal
with
experiments.
greed and emotion and bullying. You could be logical. You could be understanding. You could be a caring person. That I consider quite important to myself.